Okay, we'll be showing you exactly how to set up a development platform on your system. And how do we go about that? The first thing you require to do is to open your browser and go to Google and look for Visual Studio Code. You can simply say VS Code, VS Code, VS Code. So when you get there, just click on, you can click on the first one here and you can see the VS Code. If you go to the download button, so you can select whether you are downloading for Mac operating system or you are downloading for Windows, depending on the operating system you are using. And as soon as you have it downloaded on your system, um, you have to just look for the download on your system. And once you have it, you should have something like this. Yes, something like this on your system. Then you run it for an installation. So you just do the installation, follow the installation. It's just a wizard. You follow the installation step by step, and you should be able to complete the installation through the process. It's just mere by clicking on next, to have the installation completed on your system. And as soon as you have it completed, you should have it on your desktop environment, and you can just double click it to open a Visual Studio Code. A Visual Studio Code. Yeah, I think is coming up. It's coming up. Coming up. Okay. It's loading. Don't mind my system. Loading. Um, uh, Loading. It's loading. It's loading. Okay, it's loading. So you of course you will not be having something like this, and this is basically because I have some code that I'm currently developing. I have an application that I'm currently developing. Um, so you won't have something like this. Okay. Of course, don't worry. You also get to this environment. But your own, when you open it, it should be a plain, it should be a plain um, environment for you to actually do your work. If I open a new window, as you can see from here, that I'm opening here, so you should have something like this, a plain environment like this, okay, a plain environment like this. So the next thing you want to do is to, click here and see that we don't have anything. You should have something like this also, where you don't have any file, any folder on your system. Now, the project given to you, there's nothing you are doing on that project other than you see the title of the document, the text that they gave you for the document, and you see some list of items. Then I think you completed the part of the project with just the title and some text below that title. The idea is just for you to use whatever skill set you have gathered and see whether you can replicate that content. Okay, whether you can replicate that content. You are cloning the content that I gave to you. You are cloning that content. So that is what the project is all about. So how do you now start the project? The best thing would be to create a folder, okay? And I'm naming my own folder. Let's see, test me, test me or something. That is the name of my folder. So whatever, anything you are building, is better you create a new folder for every project that you can manage your project that way. So you can move that project, just drop it here on the platform here. And merely you drop it, and you can see the folder name now, which is this test me. Can you see it here? So that is the folder. So you are inside that specific folder. So how do you now go about it? So you can click here on this small icon here where you have new file, and I can simply create index.html. Index.html. All those things you are building on free code camp, all those pages you are, as you are building, all the results you are seeing on the right side, they actually build something around it, and they name it a specific name but with an extension called .html. So when you are developing an application and you name any file as .html, the system will understand that, oh, this is a web browser file. So we have created a file, and the next thing we want to do to that file is to simply, because we want to write HTML. You know that writing the HTML, you need to put the header, you need to put the body, and inside this body is where you put your code. So you can simply use something we call HTML. Once you type HTML, at times you will see something like HTML5. At times it's going to be just only HTML. So if I click on this HTML5 now, it will give me something we call a boilerplate. Okay, give me something we call a boilerplate. So this is what we call a boilerplate. Okay, we call it boilerplate. Call it boilerplate. Okay, so this is what we call a boilerplate. You can see that it actually gave me the doc type, the HTML, the header, the body. So and every code you want to write, okay, like the one I gave to you, everything you want to write goes inside your body. Okay, it goes inside your body. So anything you want it to appear on the main page of the system goes into something we call uh, body. Okay, it goes into body. I hope you can still hear me. Okay, it goes into body. So what you do now, if I want to start writing my application, and let's say I want to put H1, as you can see here, I'm putting my H1, and I want to simply say, welcome, this is my first app. This is my first app, okay, on, let's say, on Visual Studio Code. Is my first app on Visual Studio Code. So we save it, and once you save it, so how do we run it? How do we test it? Okay, how do we see what this content that we have put together? So you need to go to this part where you have extensions. Extensions. So click on it. Okay, and you are going to install a specific extension. We call it Light Server. Okay, Light Server. As you can see it here. Okay, can you see that? So some some system they call it Light, and on this system I'm having it as a live server. So just click on it. I have it installed on my system already. So I believe you won't have it installed on your system. You also need to install it. Once you install it, you will see instead of disable here or uninstall, you will see install on your own platform. Just click on that install and it will install the application for you. So once that is done, so all you require to do, if you click here, once it is done, you see this close button here, you close it, and as soon as you close that, so we want to test our application now. So what we do, we go back to our Explorer, File Explorer, then you right click on the file, then you click on Open with Live Server. Okay, Open with Live Server, and that will use any application on your system, maybe Mozilla Firefox, Safari, or Chrome, or Microsoft Edge. Whatever one you set as your default browser would be available. As you can see there, can you see that?